Yeah, mate.
Yeah, boy, how's it going?
How's it going?
It's going good.
It's GAC number
2.
2. Sort of the revolution rebuild the GAC retribution.
Yeah.
Part 2. It's actually like episode 7 or 8, I think. We've been doing this for so long and we've only done like a handful of episodes. That's like...
Busy man, yeah.
That's frightening.
Busy man.
Let's get this a bit closer so we can get picked up on the mic.
Yeah, Mick.
So how's your day been, Arth?
Mick. What famous film is there a guy called Mick in it?
Mick?
Mick.
Cut me, Mick. Rocky. We talked about Rocky last week before.
Mick.
No, it's Rocky.
Hold on. Mick.
Cut me, Mick.
Could be.
Cut me, Mick.
I don't know where it's from.
Rocky.
Is he Mick?
Oh my days, his trainer's called Mick.
Ah, yeah. The old man.
You take the Mick.
Yeah.
It's weird having us on the telly like that.
Yeah, it's a bit... My hands touch my beard over there, but over here it's not, yeah.
Well, there you go. It's Inception, yeah.
Shit.
But we're not...
It's too complicated,
It's
mate.
not. It's a good film.
You don't like...
I won't watch it
You won't
again.
watch Interstellar, but you'll watch that, yeah.
It's not that won't watch Interstellar. I just haven't watched it.
Well, you should watch it. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I've got better things to watch.
Like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, one thing at a time. Yeah, one thing at a time. Right.
I'd love to watch Game of Thrones again.
GAC number whatever this is all about top 10 Iron Maiden songs because we are fond, me much more so than you, of Iron Maiden.
I'm a big fan of the songs I know.
You picked up on a few tunes and then you just bashed those tunes and didn't explore the mass amount of songs they actually have got.
How many do you reckon they have? At least 300, 400.
Well, I've got a playlist.
How much?
They've got 17 albums. Consider that as like a starting point, but that's all. They've got 16 hours worth of songs.
That's a lot of songs.
So trying to whittle that down to 10 was very difficult for me. Trying to get 10 was difficult for you. But you've managed it.
I have.
You have managed
Found
it.
some sick album covers as well.
We need to do a thing just on the Iron Maiden album covers because that's what got me into Iron Maiden.
They've got some smart Iron Maiden.
Because speaking of, I've done a little prep, like Blue Peter,
Yeah.
kind of, where they prep things to be on the show. But I have brought, like, this
Nice, man.
is what got me into not just Iron Maiden, but
music.
metal music. This was my introduction.
What was it? Is it
This is The Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden's 3rd album. This was the first album that my dad introduced me to when I was a little nipper.
Now you're a big nipper.
And it features banging tunes like Run to the Hills and The Number of the Beast and The Prisoner and Hallowed Be Thy Name closing the album.
What's in this?
The vinyl record.
Oh, best be careful.
That's legit and that is original copy.
Could be worse, isn't it? Worth more to you there,
Yeah, you got all the lyrics there on the sleeve. So you can bash out the tunes when you're
you can be reading
on your Sweeney Todd listening to The Number of the Beast.
That's so cool.
But yeah, just for a bit of prep, I have all of my Iron Maiden vinyl records to my side here. So like if I want to like discuss an album as I'm talking about one of the songs, I will display. I believe, as at least one that I have off The Number of the Beast on my top 10.
I know.
Steve Harris is the bassist. He writes most of the songs.
Not true. Steve Harris is a firefighter that works in Dolgash that trained me.
Very true. That maybe, but
That's so
the Steve Harris we care about is the one who writes most of these tunes.
The outfits does not suit the album at all.
No, it looks a bit gimpy. I always thought that when I was a kid. I was like, the album is really cool, yet the band not so much. But just look at you can. The beauty of these Iron Maiden covers is you can stare at these for ages and find new stuff. Because like when I was a kid, I used to love that you've got Big Eddie here, the main boy, the main mascot,
Big Ed,
standing over the devil. That's how powerful he is.
Devil, yeah.
But it's the devil thinking he's standing over Eddie. There's a little Eddie down there.
I didn't even see little Eddie.
Yeah, I know.
And
That's
these
the
are
beauty.
loads of people, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they rock on in it?
Well, it's just the worshipping Eddie.
Oh, look carefully. Has he got them on strings?
He's got him on strings, mate.
Who's he got, the devil?
He's got the devil on strings.
That's
Eddie's the
cool.
boy, yeah.
That's cool.
But that's the beauty of all Iron Maiden covers, is that you can stare at them forever
bro.
and find new things. This was the best one when I was a kid. I've shown this one on GAC before because it's probably one of, if not the coolest album covers ever made.
Album cover.
Because it's got loads of little things, like little things you'd notice. There's a lot of like callbacks and stuff. Acacia. There's a song called 22 Acacia Avenue on Number of the Beast. There's a West Ham reference somewhere. West Ham 7, Arsenal 3.
Yeah.
Because they're West Ham fans. Aces High bar, so you got Aces High.
Why have they gone for Arsenal then and not Millwall?
Because there's probably a better result to get a 7-3 game against Arsenal.
Yeah, but they're rivals, yeah.
Wow,
That's a cool album cover, though.
Yeah, that's awesome. Somewhere in Time. Awesome.
Don't think I know any songs from the album.
Yeah, you will.
Oh.
You might not know the names, but when you hear them, you'll go, oh, yeah, I know that one. Because I play them a lot. Cause,
I don't know the names of any songs.
well, you know 10.
Yeah, I don't know. I struggle to remember the names, to be
Well,
honest.
have you not made a list?
Yeah, I've got a list.
I'll
I've
get
got
the
a
list out, yeah, because we'll start. We'll do 10.
Yeah, sounds like something.
And I will just kick it off because, as you know, I had a lot on my list and I had to whittle them down. So I have got an unofficial 20 to 11 list. I just want to honourably mention some tunes, but I won't go deep into them. I'll just mention them because I think there's one or two that you'll know.
Okay.
And you might have them on your list, which is fine because we can talk about them on your list.
It's a good list.
If I can find my list. Okay, so kind of in order, 20 to 11. It's a good time, that. I've got Children of the Damned. Have you listened to Children of the Damned? Also on Number of the Beast.
Don't know if I have.
It's a good tune. It was one I never really cared about when I was a kid because it starts off very slow. But when it kicks in, it's awesome. I've got Senjutsu.
Yeah.
The opening to the newest album, which I think is really underrated.
It's an alright song. Yeah.
I love it. It's sort of like it's the beginning of a war. It's like the war cry. It's awesome.
Doesn't Shinjitsu mean something to do with war?
It does mean something. I can't remember what though.
I swear it's... Don't they call it before going to war? Shinjitsu!
I don't know. That sounded a little bit racist, but
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Sorry.
If Eternity Should Fail, you've probably heard it. You might not know the name. Amazing. It's the opener for the Book of Souls, which I do have.
Fucking right, you do.
It's the opener for this one.
Oh! There's something in the black.
The red and the black is on here.
I like the guitar.
More on that later.
I like the guitar on that.
Yeah, good album. I need to listen to it more. Then I got Number of the Beast, the song, really good. One of my favourites growing up. Infinite Dreams. It is one of the most underrated songs that they've done. And when I listened to that first time, it was one of those, immediately loved it. Whereas a lot of songs that even on my top 10, I had to listen to a few times, and then you go, whoa, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
The Wicker Man. Did you listen to The Wicker Man when I told you to listen to The Wicker Man?
Did you send it to me over WhatsApp?
I did.
I did.
Wicker Man is amazing.
I don't remember it, but I know it.
So it's not in your top 10. And
didn't impress me enough to do in the top 10.
Wicker Man's so cool. It's simple and effective. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
The name I know.
Famously 13 minutes long. On the end, it ends Power Slave. Do you remember Power Slave?
I know the album cover, yeah, the Pyramids.
The Pyramids.
It's fucking cool.
It's very famous for being ridiculously long, but it's amazing. Very good.
And these are all...
Run to the Hills. I don't know how you don't like Run to the Hills. That was my tune growing up, yeah.
It's annoying.
It's not annoying. Just listen to the guitars in Run to the Hills.
I can't, because I get too pissed off with listening to him.
And then, yeah, more on Bruce Dickinson's vocals and that after, because I'm not...
It's not even... It's just...
I'm not overly fond
lyrics?
of... I'm not overly... No, the lyrics are fine.
They're annoying,
it's
just...
just
keep saying it, yeah.
It's just that, well, Iron Maiden, mate, all they do is... They've got a name of the song, and they will just repeat the name of that song 500 times.
I may have noticed that.
The Trooper, I've got number 12. I've always thought in my head, anytime I listen to The Trooper, I always think this has to be in everyone's top 10 Iron Maiden tunes. Because it is just so catchy. It's so easy and so catchy. but it's
I'm
not.
trying to play it in my head right now. I can't.
Yeah.
That part.
It's just a very catchy riff,
Mm.
but like it's not made my top 10 because there's just 10 others that I think are a bit better. And then I've got Killers, the song Killers from the album Killers. Is it this one? Oh, the coolest album cover of all time.
You think that's the coolest?
That is the best album cover of all time.
I thought you said it was Lost in Time.
Yeah, but this is the iconic one for me.
I mean,
Somewhere in Time is one of the coolest.
there's not as much going on in this one.
It doesn't matter. It's the simplicity of Killers. That is iconic. That
£3.50. £3.50. You got
£3.50.
£3.50.
I probably paid less than £3.50 for this
So
because this is the OG.
yeah,
1980.
I've seen a lot cooler album covers from Iron Maiden. Sorry, bro.
Oh no, but I don't think you this was the second album. Yeah, they went from this one, which is a bit naff, similar, but Eddie looks a bit funky in it.
He kind of gives me the ick.
To a much more sort of sinister.
Have you got them in order?
I did, but I've meshed them about now. They're normally in my album thing, but that's one of my favourite albums and one of my favourite album covers.
Good album.
But those are just the song Killers is amazing. You'll like Killers, the actual song you'll like because you like Phantom of the Opera, don't you?
Such a good. That's the first album, isn't it?
You'll like Killers. It's very similar.
What's the other one?
But is it as good as Phantom of the Opera?
What's the other one on the album?
All kinds. Running Free.
One about
Iron Maiden.
One about
Prowler. Yeah, Prowler's good. I didn't mention Prowler. Prowler gets a sort of honourable mention.
It's good.
Anything off the first two albums, Number of the Beast, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, they all just deserve honourable mentions because they're amazing. Power Slave. But this is why I got to do the top 10, yeah.
Power Slave's a massive tune.
Wow.
I'm gonna listen on the way home.
Power Slave also didn't make my. It was always in there, sort of in there thereabouts, but it didn't make my top 20. So you can go first then.
Okay.
Number 10.
Number 10
number 10?
Was my final change after listening to it.
Ooh.
Yeah, we already discussed it.
Have we?
Trooper.
Hey.
I'm a big fan of the riff. Yeah.
God, lad, it's an awesome riff. Yeah.
I think the majority of the Iron Maiden songs that I really like, it's all about the riff. It's all about the guitar.
That's what. Yeah, I'm mostly about the riff. Yeah. Well, like 80% the riff, 20% lyrics and vocals.
I'd go 85, me.
Ooh.
I'm a big riff guy.
Yeah.
So not much I can say other than the riff.
No, but that's all it is with Trooper. It's 4 minutes of just riffage. It's very catchy. It's very easy to listen to. I think even if you're not a metal fan, you can sort of get on board with a bit of the Trooper, yeah. From Peace of Mind. Decent album.
That's a cool album cover again.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Where's his hair though?
Eddie's not got hair. Well, not on this one. He's had it shaved off because he's a prisoner.
Oh, yeah,
he's in a mental asylum.
Does look mental.
Some good tunes on here though, which none of are in my top 10, but there's a lot of good tunes. Not one of my favourite albums, but it's very good.
Okay.
My 10 is not Trooper. I've gone for Aces High. The opening tune from Power Slave, which I think would be on many people's like top 5 tunes. Aces High is an amazing tune.
I love the album cover though.
It's
so cool.
It's a great opening song. It's sort of it's a perfect way to open Power Slave. And like the rest of Power Slave, it's just carnage. Yeah, it's just powerful tunes. Power. It's all about the power.
We like power.
There may be more mention of Power Slave later on. Maybe we shall see.
Maybe.
That's 10. Give us your number 9.
We again one of our riffs, Lord of Light.
Ooh.
I like the riff in it, and I like how it's so quiet. I mean, it's
I unfortunately do not own the vinyl of A Matter of Life and Death.
Is it the Tank album?
The Tank album.
Tank
It's
album.
probably one of the weakest album covers.
I can think of one definitely worse.
It's not one of the albums I've properly listened to. I'll listen to the odd song. I did tell you that there's at least 2 songs that are better than Lord of Light. At least.
I listened to both of them. I like one, I didn't like the other. Can't remember the names.
Just keep listening to it.
I don't know why they went from those album covers to the new ones, because if that pattern they had going on was just cool.
Yeah, it's just I think they got a different artist as well. It's
Well, he sucks, yeah, sort it out.
well, but then they also went into the 3D. Like the worst one is Dance of Death. Do you remember what Dance of Death looks like?
No.
It is an absolute stinker of an
yeah,
album cover.
I do. Is it like a reddish background?
It's horrendous.
When you asked me earlier, I can think of a worst album cover. That's the one that popped to my head.
It is probably the worst album cover. Arguably the worst album cover ever made from any band ever.
What are you thinking?
The Grim Reaper's quite cool. I can't get any bigger than that.
It's
but it's you know, it's of the time, 2003, and they're all like computer generated looking models, and it just looks horrendous. The Grim Reaper's cool, but it's supposed to be Eddie, yeah. It doesn't really look like Eddie. Yeah, Lord of Light, fair enough. It's got that cool bit, I know what you mean. But it's the rest of the song, it's just meh for me. The rest of it's meh.
Maybe I'm hooked on just one part, I don't know.
No, but that's the thing, you like that. I know what you get, yeah. I know what you get out of that bit. It is
it's a
cool.
Good bit, yeah. I love it when it's dead quiet and it just goes
kicks in again.
It's
it
like
is good.
Fear of the Dark does it in that. There's another one that does it in as well.
More on that later. My number 9 is Phantom of the Opera, which is phenomenal. It's like
is that Phantom of the Opera? Or is that probably that's Phantom of the Opera, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guitar at the start as well.
7 minutes, which was like unheard of at the time, as far as I know. Like 1980, whenever Iron Maiden came out, first album. It's completely different to everything else on the song because it's big focus on the guitars as opposed to the lyrics. Bless him, I love the singer Paul Di'Anno, the first 2 albums. Don't know what he's saying in Phantom of the Opera. I've got a clue.
I don't know what he's saying. That sounds cool.
Yeah, but he's got a good voice. I like Paul Di'Anno's voice. It's just I don't know what he's saying in the song.
I won't lie to you, mate. But vast majority of music, I don't understand what they say. I just like the noises they make.
As long as it's good noises, it's all that matters.
It is literally all about the noise.
Phantom of the Opera is top tier, good noise. It's a good tune. I think when I was younger, I didn't get it. Because when I was younger, it was all about the vocals, yeah. I wanted to just hear them sing. To me, that was music. And I didn't know any better. And then I grew up and I listened to Metallica and Iron Maiden and all that. Like, and then you get music, yeah.
Serious music.
And Phantom of the Opera is a good starting point for someone who wants to listen to Iron Maiden. That's basically what this should be. If you haven't given Iron Maiden a chance, listen to what we're saying, try some of the tunes and get it, yeah. Understand it. Phantom of the Opera, number 9. I mean, if that's my number 9, that's just goes to show the standard, yeah. Cause
serious standards, mate.
Phantom of the Opera is top class.
Nice.
From this one, hold on. I can do it. Oh.
Bash.
From the OG, 4th track.
It's the only song I know on the album.
Oh, no, you know Prowler.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
But they're all good. Prowler's amazing. Remember Tomorrow is a very soft one, very good.
It's not here for soft.
Running Free is awesome. You'll like Running Free.
I think I've heard it.
Transylvania's an instrumental, pretty decent. Strange World is good. Shout Out the Harlot. Do you know what Harlot is?
Is that a motorbike?
Prozzy.
Damn it, it was so close.
And then the title track, Iron Maiden. It's alright. It's got a cool, catchy little riff. You'll like Iron Maiden. I think I've listened to Iron Maiden. Yeah, you'll like Iron Maiden. It's good.
Do you want my 8?
Number 8.
Don't Look to the Eyes of a Stranger.
Ooh.
I've gone for that.
That's out of the fucking blue, that.
Don't look
that's
to
either...
the eyes of a stranger.
Yeah, is that Virtual 11?
Couldn't tell you.
Again, I don't own Virtual 11, so... Those two, the 2 Blaze Fielding, whatever he's called, Blaze...
So I just get it.
Hold on, I can get Spotify. Look at... why didn't I think of this?
Dickhead.
I've got ruddy Spotify on here.
You just ordered them. Fuck, you got a lot of... Are those all playlists?
Yeah.
You madhead, mate. Fuck that.
Iron Maiden.
You're my lobster. Is that a Friends reference?
Yeah.
Nice. Halo,
yeah.
right? Oh,
I knew it was thingy.
Yeah, the shit album one. Is it from the shit?
Well, give this one another chance. Give the X Factor another chance.
I've listened to...
Sign of the Cross is amazing.
That's the one I've listened to. I like
Man
that.
on the Edge is really catchy.
Lord of the Files.
Lord of the Flies is good.
Fliles?
Fliles.
Fliles. I said files, mate.
There's a few that are forgettable. But there's some really good tunes on X Factor. Virtual 11, Future Real's okay.
Virtual 11, is that the album we were just slating?
Well, Don't Look to the Eyes of a Stranger is from Virtual
Yeah,
11.
but the album cover.
It's okay.
Put a song on, it'll pop up.
Oh, I can't play it because
That's quite cool.
it's okay. It's when they started changing a bit. X Factor's creepy as balls.
Yeah.
I quite like that it's creepy, but
Balls.
I'm going to be honest, I can't really comment on Don't Look to the Eyes of a Stranger. I do not remember what that one is.
Don't look
No,
to... That's all
I know, but I've not listened to it enough. Como Estás Amigos is okay.
What does that mean?
That's the name of the song.
Yeah, what does it mean?
I don't know, something about friends.
Huh?
Como Estás Amigos.
Come with
It's
me,
quite good.
boys.
It's quite melodic and slow and quite beautiful.
Oh, very pretty, very
But it's,
English.
it's quite two forgettable albums for me.
Okay.
What was that? Number 8.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8.
I know what it is.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Come on then, what is it? Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Is that...
Number 8.
Well,
It is amazing.
It is.
Hallowed Be Thy Name is
Phenomenal. It's what got me into it.
phenomenal. It's the one that hooked you onto Iron Maiden.
Do you want to see more phenomenal?
The other 7 songs I've got ahead of it.
No. I was going to say the other version of it. The correct
Oh,
version.
the Live After Death version.
That album's
it's-
cover is brilliant.
Live After Death is amazing. That was I remember one Christmas, I didn't even want the album. I just wanted a big poster or a flag of the album cover. Because I remember seeing, I think either my dad had it on vinyl or I'd seen the cover somewhere and thought, whoa, that's amazing. I have actually got it somewhere. I think I bring it. Did I bring it?
Did I bring it? Oh, you did bring it. That is brilliant.
That is phenomenal, that album cover.
That's a cool album.
And it did blow my mind when I was a kid when I didn't know it was a live album. Obviously, the clues in the title, Live After Death. But when you're a kid, you don't think about it. It's just
to be honest, mate, I wouldn't think about it now looking at it.
But
That's
yeah,
so
it's amazing.
cool.
My only issue with it, like, what would you say in hindsight or whatever? Not that you'd know back then, but it just doesn't have any of the songs from the 7th album.
Seventh Son.
Of the 7th Son, which is the best album, but it's because it came out before that. So it's like I just would love a few songs.
You see the back of it?
Yeah.
That's fucking brilliant. That is a cool vinyl. I might get on the whole vinyl game.
You need to get on the vinyl game, mate.
I do, yeah.
It's class.
You see that new comic I got the other day?
Yeah, the Null one.
That's fucking
That's pretty
amazing.
cool.
Some guy used Noel on me the other day. He got him.
That's what we like.
It's Tinker's. Is it Tinker's Workshop? No, it's a Project Pegasus when you get +5.
+5, yeah.
Yeah. And
Used them immediately.
he used them immediately.
Hallowed Be Thy Name is just a amazing example of a song that slowly builds and builds and builds to that final, like, what do they say, crescendo, where it's like just full on riffage of it's just like a good showcase of Iron Maiden's guitar playing skills.
Serious skills.
And I'm not huge on it like the Iron Maiden fan base is, because I think to most it's the greatest metal song ever written by according to a lot of people.
I won't disagree with it. I just won't.
I wouldn't agree with it, but I'm a Metallica boy, and Master of Puppets is potentially the greatest piece of music ever written.
I think it's overrated. I think it's phenomenal. I really do. But
Have you listened to Master of Puppets live?
No.
Listen to Master of Puppets live.
I don't know.
Because the only thing with these, with original Iron Maiden and the first few Metallica albums, it doesn't quite capture the oomph of the guitars and the drums and that. It doesn't quite give you the oomph.
Needs the oomph, man.
And the studio version of Master of Puppets doesn't get the oomph of the live version. So find a live version and it gets you going. It gets the blood pumping.
I need to get going now.
And that's why you like the live version of Hallowed Be Thy
Fucking
Name.
brilliant.
Because live, it's just that bit.
It's that moment the guitar kicks in.
A bit more juice in it, yeah.
It's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love it as a serious tune.
Hallowed Be Thy Name. It is amazing.
What are we on now?
But
7?
number 7, yeah. I think there's 7 others that are better than it, personally.
I went for Prowler for 7.
Ooh! Yeah, Prowler's cool.
Prowler's lush.
Prowler, it's like the Trooper. It's just got a very easy, catchy riff. You know what the Prowler's about. I told you what Prowler's about. I don't know.
I would never have known.
Just a guy flashing people. with his little knobber out.
Widgy Baba.
It's a bit of a different theme and tone to what Maiden do since Bruce Dickinson joined them, which is all just either war or satanic stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first song was about a man flashing his knob to people. But it's a good tune. It's a really cool, catchy tune.
Very catchy.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
I don't know if you noticed it, but all my songs seem to be very catchy.
That's the main thing, yeah. As long as they're catchy. Well, apart from Lord of Light, that's your one bum.
It's a tune, mate. It's all the riff.
Yeah. But is it better than my number 7? Fear of the Dark. Fear of the Dark is one of the best riffs ever written. Because it's got the perfect sort of to get it started, and then it's like out of nowhere, like your Lord of Light thing. But this is different gravy to Lord of Light, yeah, because the riff is catchier, and it's powerful, and this is another one.
Goes in,
it's another one. Listen to this one live. Fear of the Dark live is phenomenal.
I don't think I've heard it live yet.
Oh, I've got a vinyl down there, little 7-inch.
So you put Fear of the Dark above Hallowed Be Thy Name. Hallowed Be Thy Name.
I just think the riff's catchier, and I've listened to Fear of the Dark a lot longer than Hallowed Be Thy Name.
I think they're both very close.
It was like that, yeah. I think at one point I might have had Hallowed above, but like I've just listened to Fear of the Dark a lot recently.
They're both next to each other, aren't they? One's 7, one's 8, 6. No, sorry, one's 8, one's
8
7.
and 7, yeah. They're just either pick one to listen to. You won't be disappointed. Yeah, they're amazing tune. I think Fear of the Dark is a darker song, but
cool
it
album
is.
cover as well.
Yeah, the little. I don't have the album, but
Gremlin coming out of the tree.
Yeah, the little Eddie sticking out the tree.
That's really cool.
It's cool. I can't display that one, but I can show it on the screen when I put it up. But yeah, Fear of the Dark is an easy top 10 choice for me.
Would you like to know my 6th?
Number 6.
Power Slave.
Nice. Power Slave is a tune. Power Slave is a tune.
Again, that's one of them. Don't get me wrong, the riff's amazing, but the lyrics are cool.
It's different to your other choices. Power Slave is all about the lyrics.
It's good lyrics.
It's about Bruce Dickinson more than the actual tune. Oh, it's got a cool tune. Yeah, it's cool. But like it would have been a perfect end to Power Slave, but then they have Rhyme with the Ancient Mariner after it, which is 13 minutes of gloriousness.
I think I heard that.
Oh, listen to that. I think I did send it to you. It's amazing.
Very
catchy. For a 13-minute song, it's very catchy.
13 minutes, man.
Yeah, but that's like bitch numbers, yeah. Empire of the Clouds, 18. Really good. Really good tune. Yeah.
To be fair, that one, Hell on Earth 7, is it? 9?
That was 11 minutes, huh? Yeah. I did actually note the length of most of my songs, because some of them are... The last 3 I've mentioned, Phantom, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Fear of the Dark, all clock in over 7 minutes.
Serious.
I like my long
Do you know what
epics,
I thought Infinite Dreams was 3 minutes?
No, that's about 5 or 6, isn't it?
Is that...
That's a cupboard, mate.
No, the Bling, is it? Witcher.
The Witcher.
Ah,
yeah. I get sad things. What was that? Number 6?
Yeah, boy.
My number 6 is The Evil That Men Do. From the Seventh Son of the Seventh Son. It was my number 1 Spotify song last year.
Oh.
So when I went on my Mad Iron Maiden rampage last year, this was the song that topped the list.
Good song.
It's 4 minutes. It's just very catchy. Is it the best off Seventh Son? No. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
But it is.
Oh no, have I heard it?
Yeah, you'll have it. I'll play it. I play it at work all the time. I love it. But because it's only 4.5 minutes, it's one of the ones I can just stick on more often because I don't have to wait 12 minutes for a song to end. But it's just good lyrics, good tune, good riff. I love the intro to it. It's another one of those slow building intros, and it kicks in.
Sounds like a perfect Iron Maiden
It's
song.
amazing, mate.
I'll have to give it a blast.
That is one of my favourites. This is my 6th favourite. But the thing is, when I do these top 10s, my opinion changes within 2 days anyway. So
that's good, mate.
As of February 27th, 2023, this is my top 20. Top 10. 20. But now we're in the big boys game now. We're in the Premier League now, top 5. What is Arthur Thomas's 5th best Iron Maiden song?
Phantom of the Opera.
Nice.
Massive tune.
We've already mentioned it, but it I wouldn't argue with it being as high as 5. I wouldn't argue with anyone if they said it's the best Iron Maiden song ever written.
It's a fucking tune.
But I think I did like making little notes. Hold on. The Phantom of the Opera is a French novel. Did you know that?
I knew it was a novel, yeah.
Written by Gaston Leroux. And it's been adapted into
film.
An Andrew Lloyd Webber musical and multiple movies.
Have you seen it? It's brilliant.
Phantom of the Opera, nah. Not my cup of tea. I just like the song. Yeah.
Watch it, it's good.
Yeah, and I don't think the song actually has...
Phantom of the Opera is here. I used to love watching it as a kid. The music to that film is fucking absolutely exquisite.
Exquisite.
Watch it. It's a really good film.
Oh,
it is a musical.
Will I be... Yeah, that's my only problem.
Yeah, there's nothing worse when it's like beef. So they're like singing at each other and they're like... The music's like...
When they just need to headbutt each other and get it sorted.
Yeah. I do like a good musical, but sometimes they belong in the bin, yeah.
But it's worth letting everyone know the song, the Iron Maiden song, has nothing to do with the musical or the novel. No. It's just... I don't know. I didn't delve deep enough to understand why they named the song Phantom of the Opera. They don't say it in the song. I don't understand what Paul Di'Anno says in the song. He just mutters words, but the guitar's amazing. My number 5 that I listened to earlier, and I really want to put it higher, but I just can't put it higher than the other 4 on the list.
Go on.
But this is one of my absolute favourite tunes in general. Massive tunes. The Red and the Black.
I do like it.
From the Book of Souls. Wow.
Yeah, that one, yeah?
Yeah. Wow, that is a... Because it wasn't one of the ones I'd, like, got into when I was listening to just, shuffle Iron Maiden playthrough. And if something caught my ear, I would be like, oh, that's what it's called, and then I'd save it. It was when I'd listened to... Because the idea of this episode came from... I listened to a podcast where they were doing the top 10 Iron Maiden openers, and that's what we were going to do. And you had 2 songs that you knew that were opening songs. So we thought, let's keep it simple and just do the top 10 in general.
Simple plan.
So it was on one of those podcasts where one of the fellas on it had said that he puts The Red and the Black as his one of his top 5 tunes. And he's like an OG Iron Maiden fan from before they were famous. So to me, that was that's a big statement, yeah. If a classic Maiden guy is loving a song from the second to last album, it must be a good tune.
Yeah, but it's just maybe it just connects him, he just feels it.
It's phenomenal.
It's
like, the reason it's 5th for me is the first half is really good. Again, it's Bruce Dickinson's a bit older. It's post throat cancer and something else that the poor bugger had suffered with. So his singing is not amazing. He gets very... I think. I'm not huge on Bruce Dickinson's vocals. But the second half, so it's 13 and a half minutes long. So I'd say from 7 minutes onwards, this is arguably one of Iron Maiden's best ever songs. Because it's all about the riff and the guitars.
We love the riff.
It's amazing. If any Iron Maiden fan has not listened to The Red and the Black, just go and spend 13 minutes listening to this. It is phenomenal.
It is.
And I wished it was higher, but I can't put it higher than my other 4.
Whoa, I didn't know I put that first. Okay.
Whoa.
So,
are you happy with it in first, whatever it is?
If I asked you to guess my 4 songs, my top 4, you could easily do it.
I probably could. What are we missing? We're missing Hallowed. We're missing Infinite Dreams. We're missing Hell on Earth. Is that your top 3 I've just named?
Wait, what did you say?
Hallowed, Infinite, Hell on Earth.
Okay.
Is what I think is your top 3. So what's your 4th song?
Is Fear of the Dark.
Nice, Fear of the Dark. I forgot, yeah, because I've already mentioned it. Fear of the only thing that sort of lets Fear of the Dark down a little bit. Not long enough. It could easily, yeah, I get that. The lyrics aren't amazing. It's just about... It's literally about fear of the dark. It's...
Hey, you ever been scared of the dark?
Nicophobia, something like that it's called.
Yeah. Scared? Mate, the dark's scary as fuck, man.
Oh, it's terrifying. But that was I looked at facts earlier. Fear... Don't you look at my phone.
Sorry, bro.
What did I see? Steve Harris, the bassist and the writer of most of these songs. Not the firefighter that Arth knows.
Shout out to him, by the way.
Genuinely has fear of the dark. And
does he?
So he sort of wrote about his own sort of fear, his own.
Makes it so much more cooler then.
It's cool, yeah, but it's just a cool tune as well. Don't think about the theme of the song. Just listen to the song. It's amazing.
That's all I do. Even if it was like if it was about terrorism, no, I won't get into it.
Then.
Oh.
Yeah, nyctophobia, I believe, is fear of the dark.
Nyctophobia.
And that's what Steve Harris has, and he wrote about it, and he arguably wrote one of their best tunes. Your number 4. My number 4 is, I may as well get this out, is Wasted Years. From
I was going to guess
Somewhere in Time. Wasted Years is...
That's such a cool name for an album, yeah. Somewhere in Time. It's like Back to the Future.
Well, Wasted Years, the single cover, when they released it as a single, the song Wasted Years, is done in where he's like time traveling. It's like Eddie time traveling, and it's got, you know, the board from the DeLorean where it's got the yeah, they've sort of copied that.
I think I've seen it somewhere. What a guess from me though.
Yeah, but this is about time travel. Yeah, it's all about.
It's a cool ass album.
Yeah, the second song on this is arguably one of their best. It's got one of the it's just got an iconic sound to it, like the opening, the closing of it, the riff. It's just I just have like fond memories of listening to this as a kid. And it would normally be driving home from my uncle's house, not me driving because I was too young. My uncle would be driving me back home. Half-hour drive, and he would probably have Somewhere in Time on tape in the car. And every time Wasted Years came on, it just gave me the goosebumps because it just sounds so amazing. So I have to have it as high as 3.
Wow.
It's not one of their most like complex songs. You know, people like the long. I think it's only 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. But it's not Fear of the Dark. It's not Hallowed Be Thy Name. It's not like Red and the Black, like monster song. It's sort of the one that a lot of people considered where they went a bit poppy. Yeah, a bit like
not so hard.
More radio friendly, but like it's one of the best tunes for me.
Hold your horses, mate. I need to pee again.
Oh, BRB.
I know, mate.
How does he need to pee again already?
Not protein shake.
Oh well, guess we'll BRB.
Where are we? Number 3.
It's top 3 time.
Okay.
Top 3 Iron Maiden tunes.
So 3rd for me.
It's the most official list.
So the order you went was Be Thy Name.
I didn't pick an order. I just named 3 songs. But
well, you said Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Yes.
Infinite Dreams.
Yes.
And Hell on Earth.
Okay, I think you are going to be. I think your 3rd is Hell on Earth.
Correct.
Hey.
3rd is Hell on Earth. That is a serious tune. And what I like about it is like 3 different stages to it, 3 different serious stages.
The latest album, Senjutsu. How cool is that album cover?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's very simple.
Oh,
It's even got a reverse. And then when you open it up, this is why you need to get vinyls, yeah.
Wow.
This sucker opens up to Eddie on a battlefield like a big samurai.
That's fucking smart. Looks like you won as well, yeah.
Eddie always wins. Eddie's a man.
Nah. Didn't win in Stranger Things. Rip.
Rip.
That's cool. That is really cool.
Hell on Earth closes this amazing album. And if it is the last Iron Maiden song that we ever get, it is almost the perfect way to end their legacy. Because it is arguably one of their best songs. The slow opener, it's another kind of like...
Builder.
Yeah, kind of like Hallowed Be Thy Name. It builds up to the final crescendo. And then the sort of last minute or two where it gets really silent. And you just get the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do to end it. It's very emotional. It's such a cool song.
It is a massive
song. And what was that, your number 3?
3.
Okay. My number 3 is Caught Somewhere in Time. The opening song to Somewhere in Time is probably the best riff for me. It's the most iconic riff for me.
I like how you keep saying for me, yeah.
Because it's my opinion, isn't it? I know like everyone else prefers Hallowed Be Thy Name or don't know, whatever other riffs. Infinite Dreams or something like that. But yeah, but we'll get into Infinite Dreams. That's not about the riff for me. But Caught Somewhere in Time is the catchy riff for me. It's the catchy riff. It's got some cool lyrics. It's mostly about the guitars and stuff, which is why I love it.
We do love the guitars.
It's the opening song. It opens my second favourite album. And it's one of those, it's a near flawless album. And it's mostly because of the two songs that I've just mentioned. Caught Somewhere in Time and then Wasted Years. It then just sort of, it doesn't quite build on them. It's an impossible task to build on those two songs for me.
Because they're that good.
And more exciting for me when I go and see Iron Maiden in a couple of months, the focus is Senjutsu and Somewhere in Time.
Really?
They're the two albums that they're focusing on.
How do you know that?
Because that's how they've promoted it. Yeah.
So I wonder why did they pick those two then?
It's the Days of Future Past tour or something. So it's about time travel. It's a new album and it's sort of time travel-y sort of thing. So that's the time travel album.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's quite cool.
But the thing is, like, you know, they're actually numbered here. They've got 163 songs.
Is that all of them there, is it?
Yeah.
Look at the last one there.
I know. The final song, yeah. Did you listen to The Parchment? I told you to listen to The Parchment.
I think so, yeah.
Wow. Keep listening to it.
Yeah. It's
not Hell on Earth, but it is amazing. Just got to keep listening to it. That album's phenomenal. The last album, Senjutsu, is phenomenal. But yeah, what did I say? Caught Somewhere in Time. My favourite, if we did the top 10 opening Iron Maiden songs, that was my number one. And I didn't even have to think about it. That's straight number one. Whoa, it's so good. Number two.
For me is... You're going to get this one wrong.
Am I? Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Ooh. I switched it last second.
Ooh, controversial.
So our second is Infinite Dreams.
So you went Infinite Dreams. Yeah. I would have been a bit disappointed if you'd have picked that as number one.
Yeah.
I love Infinite Dreams, but it's not their best song.
I just love that ending bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, yeah.
Something happened in the future.
It's a very... The thing is, I may as well get this out because I'm going to mention this again, this album.
That's a really cool album cover as well.
It is... When I was a kid, I thought it was a stupid album cover. I thought it was too light. I didn't understand why he was floating and didn't have any legs, and he's holding a baby in his arms, an unborn fetus baby in his arms. So it was one of these, I just sort of bypassed it. It's like, that's not Number of the Beast. That's not Killers. That's not cool. So it's like, nah. Cool. So because of that, I sort of dismissed the album in general. I was like, I won't like any of the songs on that because the album cover's lame.
You loser.
And then, this loser turned out to proper eat his dafty words because this is by far their best album.
Wow.
Yeah. From start to finish, there's no bum song on it. They're all near perfect.
I just love the way Iron Maiden's written out in blue and yellow.
It's just pretty, isn't it?
It is.
Infinite Dreams, second song. After one of the coolest opening songs, Moonchild. You listen to Moonchild? Moonchild. This is where they sort of experimented with like synthesizers and stuff in Somewhere in Time, and then on this is where they sort of properly delved into it. And I think a lot of people weren't too fond of it at the start because it sort of wasn't quite the metal sound that people were used to from Iron Maiden. But in all fairness, 7 albums in, you maybe have to try something different.
Of course.
Metallica did it, didn't work out well. Load and Reload. Not great. Iron Maiden did a better job because they still kept it quite metal. Like, you don't get a lot of ballady songs from Iron Maiden. In all fairness, you don't get many ballads. Name a ballad by Iron Maiden, a soft song.
Then you mentioned some acoustic.
Did I? They'll add little portions in certain songs, but the song
as a whole
won't often be. I mentioned Remember Tomorrow, the first album, but it kicks in at some point. Yeah. But no, Infinite Dreams is good. It's not one of the riff monsters.
No, it's not.
It's more about the lyrics, and it just changes every 2 minutes. The song changes to something completely different. And it is amazing.
It's like Hell on Earth, because that changes at least 4 times. I think Infinite Dreams changes 3 times.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. It's just that end when he goes, wow!
Yeah, he goes nuts.
Oh, it's so cool.
Save me. It's one of the reasons I fell in love with this album.
Such a good song.
It was one of the first ones that I got hooked to on this album, where I thought, wow, this album's legit. Yeah, this is It's one of the random songs that I don't expect to be good, and it's phenomenal. And it's easily in my top 20. It's just I can't put it ahead of a lot of the others. What was that, your number 2?
Yes.
We'll crack on with my number 2, which has already been mentioned. It is Hell on Earth.
Nice.
Is probably the second best for me.
Massive.
Iron Maiden song. Which is a big statement. I think I've listened to Iron Maiden for a long time, but I've not properly bummed them until last year. And I was very... Even though my first album was Number of the Beast, I only listened to Run to the Hills, Number of the Beast, and You're a Gaylord, and The Prisoner, 3 amazing songs. And then as I got older, I only liked the first 2 albums because I liked the singer, Paul Di'Anno. I like his voice. So Phantom of the Opera, Running Free, Killers. How would you not notice the difference?
Too busy listening to the riff.
Massive difference, man. So like I was sort of like, it's the first 2 albums or nothing for me. I'm not listening to Iron Maiden because I like the first singer. I'm not listening to Bruce Dickinson. And then I sort of like swallowed my stupidness last year and was just like, I'm just gonna listen to them because it makes no sense why I'm not listening to them.
Well, last year was
when I properly got into them. Yeah, well, I always knew about certain songs, but didn't properly listen to them until last year. So I was still very much a guy of the old Iron Maiden stuff. I like the old Iron Maiden songs. So for me to have Hell on Earth number 2 and The Red and the Black number 5 is a bit of a statement on how good those songs are.
It says a lot, that statement, mate.
Well, but, it's... To me, I didn't want to listen to the new Iron Maiden stuff because it was like, they're in their 50s, 60s now. How good can it sound?
Still shit hot.
Those are almost 60-year-old geezers doing that. The last 3 songs of Senjutsu are over 10 minutes long. The last 3 songs. That's stupid. But like they're all amazing. And the beauty is, Death of the Celts is good. The Parchment is amazing. Hell on Earth is phenomenal, and that's how the album ends.
That's brilliant.
And it's
they knew what they were doing that like that.
Probably. Steve Harris knows how to write things. But like all the tunes, there's no bum tune. Darkest Hour is okay. Lost in a Lost World's a bit repetitive. I don't think you'd be too fond of that. Just under 10 minutes. But the first 3, I love the first 3. Days of Future Past, Time Machine. Have you listened to the Time Machine?
I've listened to Time Machine.
That's got a weirdly catchy riff.
The riff
it like
cool.
Kicks in. It's like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
I love the lyrics to it as well. But now it just leaves us to name the number 1. Your number 1, which is most definitely not Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Fucking right. So that was one of the first ones I listened to.
Yeah. You're welcome.
It's guitar in it. Again, it's the riff, yeah. The riff fucking just pulls you in.
Yeah.
It's addictive.
Why can't I find Number of the Beast? I've thrown it away.
Be on your far left.
666, the Number of the Beast. So that's your number 1.
Thank you.
Hallowed Be Thy Name, the closer of the Number of the Beast, considered by many to be the best metal song ever written on the best metal album ever.
Except for Run to the Hills, of course.
Well, no, I think
Gimpy.
if you listen to that album, right, there is a couple of songs that are much worse than Run to the Hills. Run to the Hills is a classic. You need to wind your neck in, son. But Invaders is not a good opener. That was not on my top 10 when we sort of initially did that. 22 Acacia Avenue's okay. I'm warming to it more. Children of the Damned is phenomenal. It's a slow starter, builds up. Classic Iron Maiden stuff. I think it's then The Prisoner, which was one of my favourites as a kid. That's a cool one, slow build up. Catchy chorus. Number of the Beast. Am I right so far?
You missed one.
Oh no, Acacia's 4th. Okay. Number of the Beast is... Have you listened to Number of the Beast? The song.
Yeah.
So good. Horrifying. Run to the Hills, amazing. You need to wind your neck in. Gangland is probably one of their worst songs.
Yeah, the name's already...
Wow, it's awful. It's not good. And then...
Available on cassette. Wow.
Salvaged by Hallowed Be Thy Name at the end. But did you see... Did I mention that they'd released a song like a couple months ago from this album?
No.
They made a song called Total Eclipse, which was part of, I think you had Run to the Hills. When they released a single for Run to the Hills, on the B-side, on the back, was this song called Total Eclipse, which ended up not making the album.
Why not?
Total Eclipse. Because they chose either Invaders or Gangland instead of it. I think it was Invaders. They wanted a quick, powerful opener. So they I think they might have rushed Invaders or something. It's not amazing. It's okay. It gets you pumped up for the album, but it's not like iconic or anything. Whereas they should easily, you can get rid of Gangland because it's pants. It's not a good song. And they should put Total Eclipse on the album. They messed up there. Total Eclipse is quite catchy, but it's not iconic. But it's better than Gangland. Listen to Gangland. Listen to Total Eclipse because
the name.
Gangland's awful. My number one.
Seventh Son.
The title track. Have you actually listened to the song Seventh Son?
Seventh Son, yeah.
He does the thing that is annoying. He just repeats the title 400 times. But for me, kind of like The Red and the Black, that second half of the song, which is all guitar and stuff, it is like one of the finest pieces of music ever. But the first half of Seventh Son is better than the first half of The Red and the Black. That's my thing with
it's
it.
It's just the fact that the amount of times he says Seventh Son.
Yeah, but you get over it. Yeah. For me, I got over it because the song's just so good. It doesn't need it. Maybe he just needs to say it 4 times less than he says it.
Only 4?
Well, each time in the chorus.
Yeah.
He only does the chorus twice. But he says Seventh Son 8 times, so 16 times he says it.
It's a lot, yeah.
It's a lot, but he's just making a valid point. Yeah, he wants you to know about the seventh son of a seventh son, doesn't he? But like the story, that the beauty of this album is it's all about the seventh son of a seventh son.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I think I did do notes, so I don't get it wrong. To me, it's just fascinating stuff. Yeah. The birth of the prophesized one, the chosen one, the seventh son of the seventh son. His family are all watching him to see what path he chooses in life, so whether he's good or evil. And they mention it in this song. The song and album in general was influenced by the book Seventh Son, book 1 of the Tales of Alvin Maker by Orson Scott Card. It is a fantasy series set in America in the late 18th, early 19th century. A few chapters into the book, there is a pregnant mother about to give birth to her seventh son. Her husband is also a seventh son. However, a force in the world does not want this boy to be born because of how much power he could have.
Whoa.
That's so cool.
Why's he got the power?
And then he's just got because he's just the seventh son. Yeah, he's cool. He's a prophesized one. And then there's just some cool. The lyrics in it are so cool, and there's just a bit where Bruce Dickinson sort of doesn't sing, but he just speaks at the end, where he says, "Today is born the seventh one, born of woman the seventh son, and he in turn of a seventh son. He has the power to heal. He has the gift of the second sight. He is the chosen one. So it shall be written, so it shall be done."
That's quite cool.
And then from that point is the last half of the song, and it's just powerful. Yeah, it's an amazing song.
Oh, that sounds quite cool.
Get that on in your car. What a tune.
I want to listen to Power Slaver.
And then listen to this album.
I do need to start listening to albums.
Because it's the best run of songs. It's not got the best closer.
Mm-hmm.
The closer of the song's good, but it's not the best closer, but all the others are.
Top tier.
Awesome, yeah, top tier stuff. Prophecy's okay. The rest are amazing. Evil That Men Do, Infinite Dreams, Moonchild, Seventh Son.
I'm a big fan of the cover. It's cool. I like the blue.
It is one of my favourite covers. I've got the Funko Pop of him as well.
Oh, yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah. I've stored him before I'd move house, but he will be back.
Damn right.
The prophesized one, the seventh son.
Vinyls are so cool.
And that's the top 10 Iron Maiden songs.
Some bangers there, mate.
Oh god,
Only bangers.
People need to listen to Iron Maiden.
I love Iron
But
Maiden.
we need to just keep thinking of these top 10s now.
Top 10 Marvel.
We need some suggestions. Marvel, we could do that.
We could do that.
We are doing Marvel Snaps.
Snaps, yeah.
we'll
do Snaps.
Next week we are doing the top 10 Marvel Snaps cards, in our opinion. So.
And our factual opinion.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a bit better in a way than Iron Maiden, because people are very opinionated, aren't they? And it's like, no, this is the best one. This is the best Iron Maiden song. Whereas with the Marvel Snaps, I think it is just
personal preference.
Personal preference. What decks you play with would probably determine the cards you like.
As well, you got to think how good of a player you are. Because, for example, if I was to go and say, like, remember earlier I said to you, I hate that. What was that card called?
Wong.
No, the one that. Gaga!
Oh, you hate Sauron.
Sauron. So I said he was shocking, and you instantly said, well, no, he can do this, this, and this. I was like, oh.
It all depends on what decks you have them in, and obviously if you own them or not. I don't know how good Sauron is because I never used him.
I don't even want him.
I don't. Oh, I want him. It's a cool card.
Every country I'm opening right now, all I want is Hal, Carl, and Hella, and I'm still not getting them bitches.
You will do eventually. But we'll save that for next week, because next week is the top 10 Marvel Snaps cards. I don't know if we'll do top 10s every week, but it's just...
I do like a good top 10.
Yeah, everyone loves a top 10, yeah. We'll think of more. We'll definitely do Marvel movies at some point, but maybe not straight after Marvel Snaps. So if we've done music this week, a game next week, maybe a movie of some kind, movie franchise, actor.
You don't like any movie franchises?
Top 10 franchises that I don't like. In order.
That's a good top 10, man.
Lord of the Rings, number 1.
I'll happily watch all of them.
I'm not watching any of them. I know I don't like them.
Classic films.
But we'll think of something for the week after. But until then, get subscribing, get following.
34 quid for
What?
That's gone.
Are you looking at adverts?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sauron's put me off.
Get following, get subscribing. Get on the Instagrams and the Twitters and the
OnlyFans,
YouTubes and the OnlyFans that we've not made yet, but we'll think about it. Also, me and Cari are cooking something up for Gak very soon. I'm working on it. I don't want to make spoilers, and I don't want to say that we're starting this Saturday, because I hope we are, but we may not be. But I hope we are.
What?
But we are cooking something up. A family show for families.
Ah.
It'll be cool.
Nice, mate.
And it makes sense for us to do something together, because she's got her thing, I've got my thing, and we can work together.
Make another thing.